I'm James Richardson, and this week I've been to see The Martian. Yes, The Martian, one man's attempt to live on Mars alone, which apparently they do all the time in Glasgow. But anyway, brilliantly simple plot this. On a manned mission to the Red Planet, one crew member is left behind, marooned, you'd have to call it, and then 140 million miles from Earth must try and improvise a way out. Basically, it's like WALL-E meets Home Alone. Matt Damon is the stranded astronaut. Jessica Chastain is the team leader who's done one. Chiwetel Ejiofor turns up as a NASA boffin, and chewing up scenery, Sean Bean also is there doing some acting as one of his colleagues, Mitch Henderson. The director is Ridley Scott, and alarm bells ringing, because while Ridley's been responsible for some classics in the past, Blade Runner, Aliens, Thelma and Louise, he's turned out some utter stinkers of late, with the possible exception of The Counselor, which got roundly panned, even though I quite liked it. What about this one though? Well, the good news is director Ridley doesn't embarrass himself. The scenery is terrific, lots of gorgeous, dusty Martian vistas, and the storyline's handled in a clear and convincing fashion. As for Matt Damon, well, of course, he's terrific. Playing the kind of everyman role that 10 years ago would have gone to Tom Hanks probably, Matt's utterly at ease, being resolutely chipper, brave and quietly self-effacing as he works, rests and plays on Mars. I have to say, having him as our lone representative on the planet, you feel pretty good about us as a species. So, lots of feel-good, inspiring elements to this film. What mars the movie, though, are a couple of other things. First of all, the original humour of Andy Weir's book has been rather whittled down in this movie version to just a running gag about disco. Secondly, the zero-gravity scenes back on the spaceship are not that convincingly done at all, which is pretty amazing given who the director is. And thirdly, the soundtrack. I mean, this is a movie that uses, for one of its feel-good moments, an old David Bowie song, and it's not Life on Mars. I mean, hello? My biggest issue, though, with the film was it's just a little bit too chipper. After all, this is a man who's facing almost certain death 140 million miles from Earth, and you never really get a sense totally of that isolation or indeed the scale of his predicament. If it was me waking up to find I'd been left all alone on a planet, I'd cry, write some really angry emails, and then spend the rest of the movie in my underwear, probably with a bowl of cereal. I mean, if you've got the planet to yourself. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say that Matt Damon does none of these things. Despite being all alone, perhaps forever, he never once wigs out. Even Tom Hanks had his Wilson business, of course, but all Matt Damon does is grow a little bit of a hipster beard and roll up his sleeves. As a result, the movie is a little bit like a 2-hour science project, an epic tale of one man growing potatoes and doing math. Now, if you like movies with banter about disco, inspiring moments about the human spirit, and you haven't read the book, then you will still enjoy this. It's a terrific story after all, right up until the end when they all die. Sorry about that. For the rest of us, though, it's Mars, but with fewer Snickers, and it turns into a little bit of a marathon. So it's only a 5.5 out of 10.